Spring and Fall by Gerard Manley Hopkins, 1844 to 1889, is a representative poem by Hopkins. Hopkins, by birth, was a Victorian poet, and by his treatment and theme, was a modern poet. Today we will discuss this short, lyrical, beautiful poem, Spring and Fall. As its title indicates, spring represent birth and fall represent death. In another way, a short similarity between human cycle or the course of nature of various things. So let's begin this poem. Mortality, innocence, and experience is the chief theme of this poem. Spring and Fall by Hopkins is a modern poem about philosophical definition of human life. It's a dramatic, meditative poem since it narrates an event. Actually, it narrates an event. The poet addresses a girl named Margaret. So let's begin reading this poem. Spring and Fall by Hopkins. To a young child. Margaret, are you grieving our golden groove and leaving? Leaves like the things of man, you with your fresh thoughts care for, can you? Ah, as the heart grows older, it will come to set sights colder. By and by, nor spare a sigh, the worlds of manhood leaf may lie, and yet you will know why. Now, no matter, child, the name, sorrow, spring are the same, nor mouth had, nor mind expressed what heart heard of ghost guessed. It is the blight man was born for, it is Margaret you mourn for. So, this is the poem, short, lyrical, written in a manner of couplet, rhyming with Hopkins' chief qualities of sprung rhythm we hear here. As the poem opens to a young child, as it indicates, Margaret. This is the name of the child whom this poem is addressed. So poet address the child, Margaret, are you grieving our golden groove and leaving? Grieving and leaving. A scheme of this poem. Poet asks a rhetorical question that Margaret, are you grieving? Are you feeling sorrow for the falling leaves of golden groove? The golden leaves of this grove, this garden or the forest. And what he says in the next line, leaves like the things of man, you with your fresh thoughts care for. Can you? Again, a rhetorical question. That leaves like the things of man, the use of simile. The poet asks Margaret, are you feeling sorrowful? Are you mourning for the things of man, for the leaves, as you mourning for the leaves, as you mourning for the things of man or the things of this world, the worldly things? With your fresh thoughts care for, can you? And with your fresh thoughts indicate the time of innocence, the time of prematurity, when the thought of child has not been matured. So you with the fresh thoughts with your inexperience. You are thinking of these things. But what? Ah, as the heart grows older, it will come to such sights colder. As the heart grows older, and when you get mature, when you become mature, and when you experienced with this world, your thoughts become older. Older means mature. It will come to such sights colder. You will be colder to such sights. Such sights, sights of falling leaves, sights of loss, sights of uh, leaving things. You become colder. Your emotion will be colder. You will be not so mournful as you are now. And by, nor spare a sigh. Thou world of when would leave me lie. With the course of time, the world of when would leave me lie. The falling of leaf will be continued, and you will not spare a sigh. You will be not so sorrowful, so mournful for the things you lose, and yet you will weep no eye. Yet you will weep no why. Although you become be very experienced, you will be very matured, but you won't weep for these things, but you will mourn for what? He explained in the next lines. Now no matter, child, the names, sorrow, spring are the same. Whatever name do you give sorrow, but all source of sorrow are same. As Lord Buddha said, whatever sorrow come, it has the same source of grief or sorrow. Nor mouth had no mind expressed what heart heard of ghost guessed. It can't be expressed in through words, or can be thought through mind, but in only expressed. It can be felt through heart, and ghost guessed. Spirit may guess about it, that what about your morning, what are you thinking of? And the last two lines is the climax of this poem. It is the blight man was born for, the mortal sin Adam has done in Eden. These lines represent. It is Margaret you mourn, that is the fatal sin, or the mortality of human being you are mourning. It's mean, Margaret, you are now, when you will be matured, you will not mourn for the worldly things or the nature's falling of leaves. You will be mourn for your own self, for your own mortality, that one day you would also die. And this is the cause of your sorrow. That means death, mortality, decay, and fall is the chief source or the main reason of weeping of the child. Poet explained in these lines. So, in this poem, Hopkins presents the view that mortality is the chief reason for sorrow. Spring and Fall by Gerald Manley Hopkins is a modern poem about philosophical definition of human life. It's a dramatic, meditative poem. Since it narrates an event, as we have seen that it narrates an event, poet addresses a child, imagining a philosopher as a speaker in conversation to a girl named Margaret. We find character, dialogue, setting, and plot as well in the poem. The poem is about the reality of human existence that has been well introduced through its title, Spring and Fall. Spring represent birth and fall represent decay or the death of human being. So this was the poem. We have some beautiful similes, some good coinage by Hopkins, that golden groove and rhyming AABB we have seen in this line. Thank you for watching.